The announcement is this: I'm going to be doing a Google Hangout next Friday, not today, but next Friday, and that particular Google Hangout will be focused on primarily one thing. I'm asking everyone to bring their own personal rap to this particular Google Hangout.
I'm gonna expose myself on YouTube. I'm gonna make a YouTube video embarrassing myself.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I got to tell you about the fabulous, most groovy
G-Man. G-Man. You know you're breaking the law right now. I will stomp a mud hole in you, sir.
I am not playing Dragnauct.
My name is G-Man. You got the audacity. You're going to jail. You got the audacity. My name is G-Man. You got the audacity. That's all I got to say. You got the audacity. I stole $3,000. You got the audacity. You got the audacity. Because you don't got no evidence. My name is G-Man. G-Man. My name is G-Man. What stupid business can I be? My name is G-Man. G-Man. My name is G-Man. G-Man. You can't beat me in fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even out-talk me. Come to Jersey. Ready. Come to Jersey. Ready. Come to Jersey. Ready. Come to Jersey. Ready. Come to Jersey City. G-Man, you got the audacity. You're going to jail. You got the audacity. My name is G-Man. You got the audacity. That's all I got to say. You got the audacity. I stole $3,000. You got the audacity. You got the audacity. Because you don't got no evidence. My name is G-Man. G-Man. My name is G-Man. What stupid business can I be? My name is G-Man. G-Man. My name is G-Man. G-Man. You can't beat me in fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even out-talk me. Come to Jersey. Ready. Come to Jersey. Ready. Come to Jersey. Ready. Come to Jersey. Ready. Come to Jersey City.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries.
Hello there. Okay, just remembered I should probably share this on the social media thing, and I completely forgot to do that. So I'm going to do that while people get the notification. Yeah, if you have not heard, I am done with my undergrad. That's it. That is it. I have completed it, and on to bigger and better things. But on that note, I still forget how Twitter works. So, how are y'all doing? Everybody enjoy the Shani and Rev fucking new intro song? I haven't heard from Shani nor Rev about what they feel about it. I can only imagine that they love it. That there's no other option other than to love the product of their foibles. I think the proper term here is foibles. I mean, not use that word in a while. Yeah, that's okay. It's technically not a foible, but we'll use that in sort of an ironic way because it's a major character flaw, not a minor one. The racism and everything. Anyway, I figured it'd be apt to continue this part, and I forgot that this video that he did here was 2 hours long, or excuse me, 2 hours long, and that I'm not sure how he could talk about me getting a job for 2 hours. Like, after a while, it gets old. Like, did he invite somebody else in here to talk? Okay, there's Spoken. Okay, so I guess Spoken comes in and leaves, and they're sucking each other's dicks. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, is that, I guess, Sabella's icon? Yep, Sabella hops in. Okay, cool. Probably not going to belabor this one all the way to the end, because I can only, like, I'm not a huge fan of watching gay porn, so watching G-Man suck off Spoken and Spoken suck off G-Man, not really my thing, but to each his own. All right, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's going to you. But anyway, I have to get back to this because I'm trying to help Drag get a job. So, again, Drag, just type in jobs that are in Pasadena, Texas.
I don't live in Pasadena, by the way.
Texas, or in Houston, Texas, and you're gonna see a whole bunch of them show up. Okay, you can do better in life, Drag, than helping people with their homework. I know you can. I have faith in you that you can do better in life than helping people with their homework. It drives me crazy when I think about that. The most you ever.
So I'm helping people with their homework. So being like a tutor is not helpful. I mean, I'm pretty sure that people who help facilitate education is kind of important, but I mean, I don't do that anymore, but that's a pretty important job.
Ever accomplished in your entire life was tutoring somebody.
And I'm not sure where he got this idea from, that the greatest accomplishment in my life was tutoring. At no point in time have I ever said that.
You can do better than that, Drag, and I have faith that you will be hired at McDonald's.
For the record, what is my degree? I will show you actually what my degree is. I'll read it. I'll actually show y'all, because y'all know I love receipts. Oh, my phone's resetting. All right, so y'all can see that. Bachelor's of Science with a specialization in cellular, molecular, and biotechnology. Yeah, so it's a biological science degree, undergrad. That's all it is. So, boop. Is there Pasadena? Yes. Okay. So I'll thank you, Hayward, for asking about that. If you look on social media, I think on my Twitter it'll say Pasadena, because that's the nearest like non-incorporated area to Houston. Technically, it's because Houston occupies a large swath of this area of the state of Texas, like a huge swath of Texas. And the smaller towns that are actually like independent areas kind of just slowly get engulfed by the radius of what is Houston. And so even though my address is Houston, the school I go to is in town, because technically I live in Clear Lake. I don't live in Pasadena. Pasadena is about 15 minutes away from me. And if I drive from where I am towards center Houston, I'll have to go through Pasadena, right? So it's if you've ever look at a map of Houston, and you'll see Pasadena at like the southeastern side. You'll see Sugar Land directly south. You'll see a bunch of other stuff in Baytown to the far east, but Pasadena's kind of in between those areas. I live close-ish to Pasadena, but I don't live in Pasadena at all. But he goes on what he can find. I mean, it should be easy if you know where my school is, the name of the town that I live in, and you know I can walk to school. You can kind of put those things together. If I say that my cousin works for the school as a police officer and he's right up the street from me, you can kind of put those together, but I guess not.
Okay, so when is Rockadash? You're kind of like destroying my flow right now, man. What do you mean by get physical? Okay, when is Rockadash? You got to go back and watch the video I just did before this one. Okay, guys, so Drag, this is what I'm gonna do. Actually, I don't feel like doing no hangout, so I'll try to explain it again. But this is the last time I'm gonna explain this.
The last time he's gonna explain it.
The question back up there again. All right. First of all, I was pretty blunt about what.
Okay, so just so we're all on the same page, right? if I tell my wife, hey, me and you are about to get physical, that probably means I'm going to put my penis in her. If I'm saying to another man, right, that you're either going to respect me or me and you are going to get physical, that takes on a bit of a different context. That means I'm going to probably throat punch him, right? That's physical contact, right? We're coming to blows. It should be pretty plain what G-Man was talking about. But for those who are slow, like Oneness here, who wants G-Man to acknowledge that that was a tacit threat of physical violence, getting physical, then okay, let's see if G-Man acknowledges exactly what he's... Let's see if he stands by it, right? Because G-Man's not one for taking responsibility, and anybody with half a brain can clearly see what he's talking about. You shouldn't even have to ask, but whatever, right? And so you got a degree in art history. You're too good to do the 15-minute commute walk to McDonald's in Pasadena. I am too good for that, exactly.
Anybody that gets disrespectful to me, I have an option. I can stand there and I can take it, or it might get physical. They're going to tickle my flesh. You understand? And it might get physical. I might push them, shove them, tell them to just stop. You know what I mean? And then the third part is
Wait, so push or shove. So he is talking about putting hands on somebody. So he is talking about that. Okay, cool. Good. We're acknowledging here that he's talking about if he gets angry enough, he's going to put hands on somebody. Awesome. So now that we all know that, I want to hear Oneness of Raka Kadasha explain why that's acceptable. There's plenty of people who I think are rude and disrespectful, but that doesn't mean that I just get to put hands on them. But for G-Man, that's okay. And so I'm wondering why that sort of thing, yeah, he has been crying. Why is that acceptable here? Because, I mean, he's definitely going to catch some hands doing that stuff because he's not the strongest guy. He's not the best fighter. He's not really built for that, you know? But fine. So why is this acceptable? Why is this okay? That's what I want to know.
I could walk away. Why did I bring that up? I gave a couple of practical examples. You would never intentionally walk up to a bear or a lion and poke them.
You are not a bear, nor are you a lion. That's a terrible. So you're more like some of that roadkill that I saw earlier in the week. There we had an armadillo out there who was turned upside down because he was dead. You're more like that, G-Man. If I had to like compare you to an animal,
and expect that lion and that tiger or that bear or whatever to just sit there and just deal with it. There are going to be consequences for that, right? So I have to basically talk to these people like they were babies and explain to them that there are consequences for everything that we do. And if I meet these people in person, they're going to show me some respect. All right?
And we've already been over this whole meet me in person, show me respect thing. No, the first thing I did when I met him is crushed his fucking hand and brought him to his knees. So we all know that that is a lie.
From here on out, please stay on topic. So Dragnauct, Sylvas, listen to me, dude. You don't got to be a bum.
I don't got to be a bum. Thank you, G-Man.
Okay? There are a lot of people who wish they can get jobs, but they can't.
Oh, man, he's been crying.
There are a lot of people who wish they can get jobs, but they can't. You know what I mean? You're in a position, you seem to be pretty healthy, and you can get a job. I think you suffer from a couple of things, but no matter. I'm sure McDonald's will hire you. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to point that out.
Actually, McDonald's will not hire me. Well, Dragnauct, how do you know that? I have actually applied to McDonald's, believe it or not. When I first moved down here, there was supposed to be a job lined up for the missus while I go to school. Didn't work out so well, so I was like, you know what? I still got a few months before I go to school. Let me see if I can help make ends meet. And no, actually, I am too overqualified for a lot of those type of jobs, G-Man. The jobs that you're perfect for, I can't get hired at. I had actually one of the other jobs, funny enough, I applied for Krispy Kreme donuts. I know I make fun of Ken Jones and breathing hard in front of Krispy Kreme. Yeah, I was going to be working back there too. Just, you know what, you do what you got to do for your family. You hear that, G-Man? You don't just abandon them in another country. But it was funny because when I went in to talk to the manager, he's like, dude, this is not worth your time. Like, you, with your background, like, you'd be better served working as a sales specialist somewhere, like back at Lowe's or Home Depot, or, he's giving me different examples of, because my actual background in retail is sales specialist, and me doing fast food would be a step down, and of course they'd expect me to find something better and leave anyway. So but I appreciate G-Man's concern, but I can't get hired at those places because they know I'm better than that. Not to say that anybody who works at those jobs is lesser than me or anything like that, but it's really hard to get hired when you have some experience in jobs that require a little bit more, I won't say credential, but a little bit more experience. If you have a background in carpentry, for instance, or just even an apprenticeship in doing electrical work, like McDonald's and stuff, they're not going to hire you because they know that you're looking to eventually go to journeyman and so on and so forth, that sort of thing.
Rakadash, yes, I believe walking away is better. But one is Rakadash. If somebody walked up to you and did this, just walked up to you out of nowhere and just did this, realistically speaking, what are you going to do?
Wait, what is it? So they walk up and clap you in the... I would wonder if they're not... So if there's something wrong with them. Not too many people walk up and do stuff like that, but if they are doing it, I'm just going, okay, cool, I'm going to walk around them. But is he, like, does he mean, like, punch him in the face? Like, I don't know what that is. What is that? I don't know. But maybe he'll explain that.
You're going to go, what are you going to do? Or better yet, you're walking down the street, you get into a conversation with a man, and he balls his fist, and he punches you in the face, and then kicks you in the head.
Wait, hold up. So how did we escalate from having a conversation with someone, and it gets heated, and then physical violence? Like, okay, hold on. We are just way out of spectrum here. We went from people having a conversation with G-Man and G-Man feeling disrespected, and then him lashing out physically, to someone randomly accosting G-Man and attacking him out of nowhere. Did anybody notice that shift happen? Like, what? That's interesting. This is the sort of stuff that I pay attention to because it makes no sense.
What are you gonna do?
So now, because now he's asking for the response, right? As if
Freedom! Freedom!
Don't make G-Man angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry. You probably won't like him when he's happy either. He's pretty hilarious when he's sad.
That's just nasty. But, so, physically defending yourself from someone who is an aggressor, someone who is physically accosting you, no one disagrees with that. That's an acceptable response. But G-Man is now conflating defending yourself physically from reacting to someone's words violently, like with violence. So I love how that changed within a matter of seconds to G-Man. But let's see if Oneness picks up on that. Wait, hold on. Stupid whore. Of course you would get on your knees and call him daddy. And you're going to have a UTI right along with him. Right along with him.
You understand what I'm saying? If somebody is intentionally poking you, there's only 3 responses. And that's in any situation with any group of people. You either deal with it, walk away, or it's going to get physical. I didn't say anything special or anything like that. Let me get this right here. Hold on. Don't be mad, Drag. UPS is hiring. Oh, yeah, the United Postal Service is hiring. Yeah, you're totally right about that. Totally.
Yeah, I heard they actually paid pretty good. I think someone said around, I think Odd Talk said that she used to work for UPS. And I think the ones they start off getting paid like $19 an hour, full benefits, if I'm not mistaken. They actually pay pretty well.
Totally right about that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but do you understand what turning the other cheek is? Lamar Energy. You're just quoting a random thing in the Bible. Do you understand what that means? I have too, Oneness Rakadash, but you missed the point. The point is that
Okay. Here's one that's saying, look, I have been bashed. I'm guessing that means punched or beaten over the head. I don't mean anything. And he has walked away. All right, look at that. So here is G-Man. Now they're disagreeing. This is bad. He doesn't like this. You know, you should know better than to disagree with G-Man. So now he's going to give an excuse as to why he can't be a bigger man and walk away. Probably because he's not ever the bigger man because he's a little guy. But, you know, whatever.
When we're on YouTube and we're having these conversations, they can say whatever they want to you because they're behind their computer screen. Life has taught me that when a man talks to another man in person, they're not going to say whatever they want. I'll put it to you this way. If they come to my neighborhood and think that they're going to just say whatever they say on YouTube in my presence in my neighborhood, I can promise you that's not going to fly.
Oh, is that why you have to go to New York and go talk to your boyfriends and Black Hebrew Israelites instead of your own backyard? Is that why? Okay, that makes a lot of sense to you, man.
You understand what I'm saying? So the very fact that I even have to explain that shows, and I mentioned this in the previous video, how stupid these people are, that they don't even understand it. All right? This one is a funny one right here. Which atheists have threatened you physically? Tell you what I'm going to do. Not today, in about a couple of weeks.
That's a really good question. Lamont Energy. Wonder who that is. He has claimed on multiple occasions, and Hogside Champ has been one of the people who has offered this as well. G-Man has claimed that he has had several physical threats in the form of emails from people, and specifically like threats like to kill him, like actual real life. Yeah, I know that's you, but he's claimed that throughout the years. And I said, you know what, G-Man, forward me that email, screenshot, whatever. I will denounce whoever said that. He never does it. Anytime that he claims this, he never does it. He's lying. But let's see if he continues this lie now.
Weeks, I'm gonna do a show, and I'll show you how many of them have threatened me physically, but not just me, Christians in general. That is so easy.
There we go. I'm going to show you how they threaten Christians in general. Now, if you're asking specifically, G-Man, who's threatening you? And then he goes, well, I'll show you me and everybody. What he's going to do, and I'm going to call it right now, he's going to show you a comment where someone says, G-Man, go play in traffic. Right? Obviously, someone's not seriously telling him to go play in traffic. Or, G-Man, you need your ass beat. Again, not a threat, but someone expressing some dismay with whatever he's doing or saying. And he's misconstruing that as a threat of physical violence from someone towards him. But then he'll find an actual threat of physical violence between a Christian and some other person, regardless if it has to do with religion or not, it doesn't matter. And then he'll attribute that to whatever he thinks is going on with him. Right? So it is, oh, he needs to take that away. This is a good screenshot. But that's why he's trying to bring in other stuff. Because he knows that he has no direct physical threat against him. He knows that. But he needs to make a case for it. So he wants to bring in other stuff that has nothing to do with him.
A caveman can do it. I have no problem with that. We're threatened every single day by atheists. That's a joke. That's not even a real question. And yes, I've seen evangelists defend themselves because they have been physically assaulted by atheists. Remember what Joseph Stalin did. Joseph Stalin murdered, what is it, 25 million theists over there in communist Russia. Let's never forget what these people are all about at the end of the day.
Because we are all Joseph Stalin.
Never mind the death threats that I get, and you're going to see them soon. Trust me. You'll see. All right. Anybody got any more questions? You can he says get a jump, loser. So Drag is actually in the chat. Anyway, Drag, just take.
Was I in the chat? I don't see me in the chat. Do y'all see me in the chat? When was this live? Yeah, I don't think I even watched this live. No, I wasn't in the chat. So, but at G-Man Line, come on now.
Take my advice, dude. Like I said, if you want the website about how to make a resume, you can go to, what's this site here? www.cvmaker.com. All right, let me make sure that that's the correct address there. Hold on, Drag.
Actually, I really appreciate this, G-Man. I had to redo my CV for graduate school. Luckily, I have a mother who kind of does that sort of thing, so I just sent it to her.
Yep, www.cvmaker.com. Okay, and you can learn how to make a resume. I'll screen share this for you, Drag.
Screen your share.
You see that I'm not making this up. All right, so it's cvmaker.com. Create your professional resume with CV Maker, Drag. And I don't know if you know what a resume is. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But you can use this site to make a resume and get a job like the rest of us. All right. I also showed Drag how you can get a job at McDonald's, because Pasadena McDonald's is hiring. There's a few of them. Okay. And then over here, CPS is hiring. CPS investigation worker trainee, medical device representative. You can work in a warehouse if you want, Drag. I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of different jobs here, Drag. You could be a special agent for the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
And I said this last time. I actually was looking at that one, the FBI one. There was a point in time where I was like, you know what, that'd be cool as shit. I'm kind of fat. I don't have my EMT license anymore. I gotta not be fat to get my EMT back.
Freedom.
G-Man went to SpongeBob University.
And he learned how to make Krabby Patties. Jesus. There was one job that he had on here that I actually did apply for. And I'm wondering if he's going to scroll past it again. It was I think it was a job at like HEB doing night stalking or some shit like that. But I think it was on here.
You could be an associate veterinarian. You can be a Pizza Hut manager. Or you could work.
But something is really interesting. Yeah. And I kind of glossed over this the first time. Do y'all notice that G-Man's not actually clicking on any of these? Do y'all notice that he's looking at like the qualifications, but he's not paying attention to the required education at all? Have y'all noticed that? Because obviously to be an associate veterinarian, you would kind of need a veterinary degree of some type. At least a bachelor's degree, right, in biology, bare minimum. But you notice that even for like the special agent, associate veterinarian, even Pizza Hut general manager, he's not clicking and looking at the educational requirements. So I'm wondering if this is how he looks for jobs, where he just kind of forgoes any of the educational requirements and just say, well, screw it, I'll just apply anyway. I don't have any education. But that tells me, because that's one of the first things that I do. I go to requirements, let me look at the education. Do I meet the minimum? Okay, cool, awesome. I might be able to get this. Now, there's definitely some wiggle room. You can kind of replace some education with years of experience. It depends on the field. But he's not even paying any attention to it at all, which, again, tells me a lot about how he goes about looking for jobs.
Work at Mickey D's. Okay? Jesus is Lord has even offered to help you get a job as an insurance agent. All right? So Drag, listen to me. I talked to Miss D on the phone. You know I have. I've seen her on camera, and she looks really like she's losing a lot of weight and stuff, man. It looks like she needs some help with the bills.
Actually, she's been gaining weight. She's been talking about the fact that I've been buying her too much DoorDash and Waiter app. Actually, I just bought her something. Yeah, I bought her. Y'all been like what I was like, all right, dear, what do you want? She's back there wanting IHOP or fucking Taco Bell, whatever. So no, she's been gaining weight. So thank you for your concern. You should probably find your own wife.
Like honestly, dude, if you want to be respected as a man, you need to start being a breadwinner, dude. That's the problem with atheism. You know what I mean? Go get a job. Okay. So I want to say this, ladies and gentlemen, to close this. regards to the things that I say on this YouTube channel, like we saw in the previous video, the Geek Room, and I'm going to address One is Rakadash again, because again, propaganda has its power, right? The Geek Room made their video. This is what I recommend you do, One is Rakadash, okay? The Geek.
So let me help you out with something, G-Man. If you're going to get a job, let's look at some of the requirements. Let me see if this is a better. Let me move this over. Give me just a second. Let me show you something.
Freedom.
The worst part of my date with G-Man was the unsweetened tea.
Oh, how did you stand that? I would figure the worst part of your date would be you contracting an STD, but you know what? Maybe, to each their own, So, let's look at this for a second, G-Man. This is, if you can't tell, this is at MD Anderson Cancer Center. This is kind of in line with what I want to do. Am I going to apply for this job? No, I'm not. I'm trying to do something other than be a beaker washer. All right, so Research Assistant 1. Let's see. So here's the job responsibilities. Maintains and establishes tissue culture cell lines which require good sterile techniques and ability to observe and identify cell changes under microscope.
G-Man, pay hands clapping, your hands clapping, taxes hands clapping.
Determines cell counts on the hemocytometer or a culture counter, performs colony counts, or determines cell viability, prepares sterile media and solutions. This is bitch work. Isolates, purifies, analyzes RNA, DNA, and protein, including hybridization, gel electrophoresis, ECL staining, perform PCR reaction, quantitative RT-PCR assay. This shit I've done before, right? So, and it report data, protocols, yada, 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 keep inventory, yada, yada, yada. And so it starts out at like 30,000 and it goes up to like 45. Not the best position in the world, but it's cool, right? It's something. So look, this is something that G-Man. I'll just read this. Read this part. Work closely with faculty and other laboratory members to ensure that no compromises in the daily functioning of the laboratory occur due to lack of supplies or failure of the equipment. Must be able to monitor lab inventory and estimate quantities and types of supplies needed in the lab. Education required, very important here. Bachelor's degree, major coursework in one of the basic sciences, which actually I kind of now have. This would be one of those examples. Here we go. So there you go. That's major coursework there. There's the degree. All right. Oops. So, with that being said, experience required, none. Look at that. So, if you're going to look for a job, G-Man, then you kind of have to look at all this stuff. All this stuff is kind of important. How much you'll be paid, what type of it. You'll be working throughout the week. Oh, we're working days. Okay, cool. It's part-time benefits eligible. Oh, okay, cool. Yay. Science job, no. But this is what you need to kind of look. You need to look at all this stuff. Like, it's kind of important. If you don't know how to do this stuff, then it may not be the right thing for you to do. But just it's important. If you're going to try and be an ass, at least do a good job being an ass.
Being a man? So tattling to Sister Cherry to fight your battles as being a man?
Yes, sometimes you have to know when to fight and when to go and run and get a titty, okay? In that case, he had to go run and get a titty. And that's something that I try to do every other night. But that's what a man does. That is exactly what a man does.
Geek Room made their video, and at the end of their video, they put Homer Simpson there in their little joking and whatnot.
Okay, but so Geek Room took your clip and they contrasted it against somebody who's obviously very negligent. What did that have to do with what you said, though? Like, he thinks that if I take a clip, G-Man, where you're telling Sabella that you're happy that she can't have kids, and I put a guy falling off a cliff in an exploding car, that doesn't take away from the fact that you said something fucked up, right? That's not how any of that works. There was no context that you were taken out of. It was still preserved, the fucked up shit that you were saying. So you can complain that Homer Simpson followed your inane comment, but you still made the inane comment. And that's what people are getting at you at. But you know that. Like, this is all bluster. Let's not pretend. And I do love his attempts to try and emasculate me. Look, I'll be honest with you. G-Man, Veckel, Oneness, none of these cats have ever put on a uniform ever in their life. They're not going to emasculate me. They've not even tried to do shit that I've done. Right? I'm past that, trying to be the fucking manly man shit. I've done that. Got the fucking t-shirt and the boots. So when they can somewhat get on my level as far as that's concerned, then maybe we can talk about that and bust each other's balls about man shit. But until then, no. It's funny to see them try, though.
What I did on my channel is I went to the original video where I made the comments, and I let it play out so that people can see what was actually said. I'll prove it to you. I'll put the link out there, and only one is Rakadash coming here. And what I'll do is I'll replay the video for you again, and then you tell me whether or not you think I was justified for saying that. There's a link right there.
If he was justified for saying it.
There's a link right there. And again, this is just another example of atheists taking my words out of context.
What was the context that it was taken out of? You admitted that you were going to initiate physical violence if you felt that someone disrespected you in person. That's the context. It's there. Veckel has been saying he served. What? Serve where?
Okay? And this is why you're going to start seeing me use the word stupid when I'm dealing with the atheists out here. They claim that they're smart, but they tell half the story. They didn't tell you the whole
Freedom.
Who is this Tate Jedi whom G-Man speaks of?
He's a racist. That's who it is. That tated Jedi.
Conversation. They didn't tell you how many times I was interrupted by.
Now, if somebody took me out of context, right, I can tell you what the original comment was, I can tell you the context in which it was said, and I can contrast that against what they're claiming. G-Man hasn't done any of that. G-Man's reiterated his point and then gave an excuse as to why he would, like, he doubled down on it. He can't actually tell you how it was taken out of context, which is bullshit. This is just G-Man lying.
By David Anthony. They didn't tell you how many times I tried to point out that whole thing was about respect. Okay?
Oh, okay. This is the ration. This is not you explaining how it was out of context. This is you rationalizing what you said. And that stupid whore energy is right, actually. When he tries to explain the context, he just ends up admitting it's a threat. That's exactly what happened.
I can't go meet another man. All right?
Well, I'm pretty sure you were quite... Never mind. I'm going to leave that alone.
Now, I'm just talking in general right now, okay? I can't meet another man and expect to talk to that person any way I please. You have to show a certain amount of respect. I can get my Bible and demonstrate this. I don't have an issue with that. No, I'm not, Mississippi. You're blocked. Okay? I'll prove it. The link is right there. And you can come in. No Wolf King. I want Oneness Rakadash in here. Wolf King, you can't come in here. I want to talk to Oneness Rakadash. Just click the link and come in here so we can talk. Because I'm getting off of here in 10 minutes.
He's getting off here in 10 minutes. 1 hour later. And then just as a clarification, I don't include Tonio in the group of bitches because I have seen pictures and shit of Antonio, and I've talked to Antonio. Antonio Fletcher did serve. Veckel, I've not seen any evidence that he ever did anything.
This wasn't even supposed to be this long.
Because I think Antonio goes by Tone Loke now, which he also watches, if y'all didn't know that.
No, you don't got to show your face. You can keep your camera off. I won't broadcast you. Just don't hit the camera. Leave it off, and you can just play your voice if you want. Or if you want, I'll end the stream, and you can come in without me recording it or nothing like that. But my whole point is to defend myself and to show you how my words is being taken out of context. All right. So if you're not coming in, then let me ask you something. Are you a pacifist? Because I'm not a pacifist. I've never been a pacifist. I do not. I believe that a lot of people are taking certain scriptures out of context in the sense, because now it's time to get biblical. I don't care what the atheists think. I'm just going to go into my Bible now. All right. No, Wolf King, you're a dragoon, and I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. All right. So let's get into this for a moment. Where does Jesus tell us to just take it and never defend yourself?
Take it. Take what, G-Man? Take criticism? Take a dick? What are you talking about?
Where does he say this? I'll look it up right now if you can give me the Bible verse. Show me in the scripture where it says that we're just supposed to take it and we're not supposed to defend ourselves. I think it's a misunderstanding about Jesus talking about turning the other cheek. We're supposed to love our neighbor and we're supposed to love our enemies. Yes, we're supposed to do that. But I believe, according to the scriptures, that we are not taught to just sit there and just be insulted. Number one, that doesn't even make no sense. Let me show you something here in Galatians here, because it talks about how the flesh begets the flesh and the spirit begets the spirit. If I choose to be around a bunch of non-believers and they keep poking my flesh, what?
Wait, what? Hold on, bro. Hold on. Let me replay that one more time.
What do I tell them? Oh, because it talks about how the flesh begets the flesh and the spirit begets the spirit. If I choose to be around a bunch of non-believers and they keep poking my flesh.
I think we need a better way of describing whatever it is that G-Man's trying to communicate here. Just given the already sort of dreams and notions that's going on with him, I'm not sure what type of flesh poking he's talking about at this point. Yeah, this one's yeah.
What do I tell them? Oh, Christians aren't that if you poke a Christian's flesh, they're not.
You poke a Christian's flesh?
Going to come after you. That's baloney. That's not even practical. If you keep doing that on purpose, over and over and over, to get a reaction, it's like the example that I was talking about poking a bear. You cannot take a stick and keep poking a bear and thinking nothing's going to happen.
It's funny he doesn't apply that to other people when he's dealing with them. Like, it's so if he keeps making videos about people and then they react to him, then he's a victim. He's a martyr. But let somebody do the same thing to him and oh man.
That's all I'm saying. Now, the real question is this, is that I make a threat. I had both members of the Geek Room in this room and neither one of them could provide any evidence that I threatened them. I had a black atheist in here who I called a sellout and an Uncle Tom, and he couldn't provide any proof. I had another guy in here, and they couldn't provide any proof. And I got some news that you don't know about one of the Rockadol.
So if y'all didn't know, Sabella worked on a character model of what occurred during the Rapture Soldier incident here. And so as you can see,
freedom.
Poke me, Dragnet.
Well, you have to kind of physically be here for me to poke. So just saying. But it's so if you're wondering what this looked like. So G-Man walked in on a guy on the toilet, right? Which is seen of the first guy in the green shirt with the orange icon on his left shoulder. G-Man tripped and stumbled, right? Because as the Rapture Army stall monitor came in and unzipped his pants and, forced G-Man to submit, this sort of thing happened. And there was definitely a lot of giggling. Lots and lots of giggling during this. So luckily, G-Man did get away from this. And he was free from the predicament that he was in. Amazing, how do you get out of this pit? I mean, this, very precarious scenario between two hard places. Anyway, we continue.
Gosh, that I'm going to make very public soon because Drag is doing a lot of damage to the atheist community. And by the way, you know who you are. We talked on Facebook. You know who you are. Like I said, I appreciate the encouragement. I'll reveal it sometime in the future. Well, here's the thing.
Oh, he's talking to somebody on Facebook. Nice.
One is Rakadash. That's why I gave the example that the only way I'll deal with the geek room if I meet them in person, because it would never come to that. I'm not 4'3". I ain't this skinny, bony person that Draki's talking about, and I'm certainly ain't no wimp. The atheists are being lied to about certain things regarding me and my nature and who I am. I'm the guy that goes out there and take on 18 people who are Hebrew Israelites, and I can show the video right now. 20 of them threatening me, surrounding me. The same people that went to Jersey City shooting people. The same people none of these atheists would even dream about ever confronting. You understand what I'm saying? So for them to try to sit there and act like that I'm this.
Now, I want y'all to think about that for a second. G-Man is on the one hand telling you how dangerous these guys are, but he's willing to send these guys to Faithful to God's house with his family. I want people to keep that in mind. G-Man just recently, less than a week ago, threatened to send these dangerous guys to Faithful to God's house because he was upset. That's the Christian guy that you're seeing here. That's who, Oneness of Rakadash, Sister Cherry defended. Veckel and all the others. These guys are so dangerous.
Freedom.
G-Man wants a bear to poke him. Drag might be a bear put 2 and 2 together. But love.
Nope.
Wimp. They're crazy. David wasn't no wimp. David was a man after God's own heart. Saul was told to go and wipe out the men, women, and children of a particular nation, and he ain't do it.
G-Man loves to mention how often he's surrounded by other big, dangerous, scary men. I don't know if that was that was like the litmus test for proving yourself. Maybe somebody misinformed him.
When David was told to do it, David went and did it. Because David was a man of war.
Freedom. Freedom.
Why did Sister Cherry praise G-Man and VKL last night?
I must have missed that. Were they on her stream or where was this? I don't watch her shit, so I don't know.
When he saw Goliath, he didn't go, guys, let's turn the other cheek. He said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine?
Who is this man with his penis hanging about like an elephant's trunk? That's the first thing you notice about him, his elephant trunk. Who is he? Philistine? Dangly dick? Who? Remove him.
That defies the armies of the living God. That's what he said. And too many of us aren't practicing that. We're not being confrontational with the enemy. Instead, we're just sitting there, okay. You know what I mean? And we got to stop doing that. And we got to start fighting the enemy. That's all I'm saying. So, I love this one right here. I love this one. Here we go, right here. Yo, Jesus is Lord. Check out this comment right here, okay? He says, nobody's poking you. You lash out constantly, so you play the victim.
Humble hip neck. Exactly.
When people talk back. Really? I'll tell you what, I'm going to stay up another hour here. This will be easy. Just like the geek room when they came in my last room. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put this here. All right. I'll put this here. And then I want Humboldt Nitpick to come into the room.
Humboldt Nitpick? What what is he reading? Where? Oh my God.
And I want you to actually come in this room and show me how nobody's poking me.
Freedom.
I'll give you 100.
Freedom.
It was on her stream. She was airing during Hannibal and Monty.
Yeah, that's interesting. So she's praising Veckel and I mean, she's an enabler, so.
I am thinking about trolling G-Man about converting me to Christ.
You do what you do, but watch my shoes.
$100 if you can prove that. All I'm gonna do is go to Drag Channel and show you that's a lie from the pit of hell.
All right.
All of my videos are response videos to videos that you make, though. So, I mean, Humble kind of has a point. Well, I should say review videos.
Hey, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right, I wanted to talk to you. You remember the rap thing with Billy the Fridge?
Which one? The one when I destroyed him, or the one when I was on the Drunken Peasants?
The one when you were on the Drunken Peasants and I was on you forever about coming out against it.
Yeah.
All right, so can you confirm for witness, since he keeps blocking me, that I did in fact tell you from day one that I thought you should be out against it because it was blasphemous?
So what Sabella's talking about here is that G-Man thought it was cool to hop on the Drunken Peasants and then to have a rap battle with Billy the Fridge, which, okay, whatever, cool. But then Billy the Fridge is talking about literally raping God and going into explicit detail about raping God. And this Christian's just keying along, and it's so funny, and yeah, he doesn't raise an issue with it, but he's waiting for his turn so he can go back. And it was cool, and it was interesting that he didn't have a problem with that, but then wants to get on other Christians about, you know, what they do and what's blasphemous and who they hang around. But he'll hang around Billy the Fridge because guess what? That's free publicity. That's what he's about. That's what he likes. That's what he wants. That means more to him than his love of Christ. So when you have a Christian who's pointing that out, guess what? Drag, can you stop being country for like 2 seconds? You can eat my ass.
Well, you was on me because you didn't like how I went about dealing with Billy the Fridge. You know what I mean? I think that was Billy the Fridge with the rap or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I still disagree with you to this very day regarding that because raps are supposed to be disrespectful. Now, he said some things about God that I didn't particularly
rapping
like.
about raping God. That is not disrespectful. That is blasphemous.
Okay,
That's
so
the issue.
I just said something about that and you didn't hear me. So what I just said was that it was a diss rap. And he broke God knows how many different rules in which, you know, because usually I tell people when I rap battle them or whatever, they can't cuss. He didn't care about none of that stuff. So all I simply said was, I will rap you. I mean, I will rap battle you. That's all I said. And I also said that some of the disses that he made was actually decent. Okay? But yeah, as far as my resolve in defending the faith, when I go on the Drunken Peasants, I got plenty of material, especially dealing with Billy the Fridge regarding that.
Okay, so what we've learned is that it's okay if G-Man does it. It's not okay if anybody else does it.
How many times did I tell you that I thought you should come out against that and that you shouldn't have been there the second he started that rap about raping God? You shouldn't have left.
How many Google Hangouts have you been in when you heard atheists be disrespectful about God and you didn't leave?
I have never been in a hangout where anyone said they were going to rape God repeatedly.
They have no. You're probably right. You probably never was in a Google Hangout where they said they was going to rape God, but you've been in plenty of Google Hangouts where Christians has been massively persecuted in there, have been laughed at and made fun of.
Ah, here we go. Here, I love this part. The obfuscation. You can't criticize G-Man because there's something somewhere. But remember, this is the guy who loves constructive criticism, by the way. He loves being rebuked. If you rebuke him, he's going to accept it. Remember that. But when it's pointed out that his own standard for who hangs around who, as far as being a dirty heathen and being amongst the atheists and their disrespectful and blasphemous selves, that's the standard that he uses to criticize other people, like Sabella. But then Sabella goes, well, hold on. It's okay when you do it now, when an atheist literally says he's going to rape God. No extra context needed there. It's okay when G-Man does the same thing that he criticizes other people for. The same thing. The same exact thing. But that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. There's the standard for everybody, and there's a standard for G-Man, and then you have wonderful people like Sister Cherry that will enable it.
And God has also been blasphemed in these rooms as well, too. You've been in plenty of those rooms. And we didn't get up and leave those rooms.
Comments and saying you're going to rape God repeatedly.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it. He's an atheist. What do you expect him to say?
I expect you to leave the room, and that's what I
Well,
told you from
that's
day
what you
one.
expect me to do. I'm a Christian. They're atheists. And I know that you and other people have been in the room with them where they talk about how God doesn't exist, how God's an immoral piece of garbage, and all this other stuff, and you guys don't get up and leave. In fact,
Find
you guys,
one
some of you,
hangout.
not all of you, but some of you will actually agree with them.
Find one hangout where you see me in a hangout where someone talks about raping God and raping
I
Jesus,
already
and
said
I
that I don't.
stayed because you won't.
Hold on a minute.
See, there's the thing about G-Man is that when you're, most of us understand degree and scope. We have some comprehension of that. To G-Man, he actually doesn't, and this may come across odd to you all, but he actually doesn't understand it. So, for instance, when I was explaining to G-Man the degree in which Nate Brody could play chess, right? And of course we use titles and ranks and all that kind of stuff to show that, well, this person has this level of skill, so they get to have this special title. You know, there's pros and then there's amateurs for a reason. G-Man doesn't actually understand that. So if you were to stratify anything, whether it be skill, whether it be levels of offense, right? From, yeah, that's kind of mad, whatever, or go fuck your mother, he doesn't actually understand how we ascertain any of that. So for him, everything's all the same, because this is something that he has a hard time with. And what's bad is that he understands to some degree that certain things are worse or better than others. But if you were to ask him for like a metric as to how he determines that, I don't even think he could tell you. This again is one of the weird little hiccups that a lot of his buddies don't want to acknowledge, because they're not used to actually thinking about this objectively, just simply agreeing with him. So it's interesting though, because what G-Man is describing is being in a room, so Sybella being in a room, or any theist being in a room where people are debating topics about God, right? Saying that you're going to rape God is not debating a topic about it, like disagreeing about propositions. Those are two wholly different conversations that have, one has more of an academic tone and the other has more of a fucking, you know, street hood tone, whatever you want to call it, right? That's just, you just shit talking. That's just whatever you're doing around the block. G-Man wants to conflate that. It is a way for him to escape any criticism. But again, this is the guy who says he loves to be rebuked.
No, you're being dishonest, Sabella. You're either not listening or you're being dishonest. I already said, Sabella, that you probably was not in a room doing that. But
Exactly,
but
that's
let
the
me
point.
tell you something. Raping God, hold on a minute. Raping God and being disrespectful to God, there ain't no difference with that, because sin is sin at the end of the day. And I know that you, Fiona, that Epicurus, Holy Spackle, and God knows how many other people with that particular elk, on multiple occasions, not only sat in the room with those atheists and listened to that mess, but you also, you it was almost like you guys were defending it too.
I don't
even get me
agree
started
with
on
anyone
PST.
being
Don't get me
disrespectful.
started with Dragnauct. Don't get me started with Dragnauct's live chat. Don't even get me started with all of that.
Because Sabella's responsible for my live chat, obviously.
Okay?
I don't
Go ahead.
agree with people being disrespectful. And if any of them had ever said that in my presence, I would have not only called them out, I would have left. And that is why
Well, I
asked
didn't
you
leave,
from
and
day
I don't believe I
one.
sinned by not leaving. I didn't leave, and I don't
asked
believe
you
I
to
sinned by
do
not.
it
I've heard
from day
atheists say a
one.
lot worse anyway. I've heard atheists say a lot worse. So, are you going to say that I'm a terrible person because I stayed in the room?
No, I'm saying that
somebody said something
I
negative
was
about
offended
God.
by that, and you know I was offended, and I was on you for years about going.
Well, you got
after that.
offended by it. You
Yes,
got
I was
offended by it.
offended.
I was offended, and I was going to get him with my own rap, which I eventually did. You know what I mean? And I can't control what they say on the Drunken Peasants.
Except for the fact that you made
the amazing atheist. Hold on a minute. The amazing atheist in my
So he's doing like 90% of the talking here. But this is why G-Man likes having everything on his channel, so he can just overtalk people. If he talks enough, then he can get out of trouble. You'll notice that when he's stuck, he has to start talking more and more and more and more and more.
presidents use the N-word. They did a whole bunch of stuff on that channel. He stuck a banana up his behind, for crying out loud. I don't expect fools to act intelligent. I just don't. I don't expect it.
Irony.
And I've heard a lot worse from these atheists.
Except for the fact that you made 2 videos saying that Billy the Fred was inspirational to you afterward, and you know you did.
Yes, he
because I
was.
have them.
He was. Not because
The guy who says that he's going to rape God is inspirational to G-Man. That's interesting. Let's see if they call that out. Nope.
he said that, though. Not because he said that.
And I told you at the time that looked really, really wrong.
Let me tell you what was
Sat there
inspiring
and
about
the
that.
rap
If you
and said
actually
that
remember this,
he was your
let me tell you what
idol.
was inspiring about it. It was his video packaging. It wasn't the rapping, because I can hang with him with the rapping. I'm talking about with the video packaging. With
That
how
is
he
not
did
what
his
you said.
videos.
You said he had skills in the rapping. I have the videos. You know I have.
Yeah,
the
but I
videos.
never complimented. Show me a video right now where I complimented him saying that that the guy getting raped. Show me that. You don't got that, honey. Trust me. Go ahead, show me that.
I have the videos where you complimented his rap, and that was
Play the video where I say, and I quote, that I thought you did a good job busting on God by saying that he's going to rape God. Show me the video clip, because you don't got that, because I never said
aren't
it.
stupid enough to say it that way.
Please. Well, actually, okay, so now your opinion is dominating things now, right?
No, even you're not.
Okay, so show me where I said it.
Enjoyed raping God. The rap.
Show me where I said that. That's what you think. Show me what I said.
Starting to sweat.
Show me what I said, because now you're lying. Show me what I said.
Go to your Skype.
I'm not going to my Skype. You're blocked.
Up to the video called.
I am not going to my Skype. Go to your video archive and show me what you're talking about.
I'm on
my. Go to your video archive and show me what you're talking about
right now.
Oh, you can't go to your archive right now? Of course you can't, because it'd be too convenient for me to call you a liar, because I know it doesn't exist.
Go to Skype.
Go to your computer. Wait a minute. If you're on your phone, get your husband's phone and go on his phone and play the audio.
I am not going to go back inside to get the phone, get a second phone, just because you don't want to play the video. You can go up to
because
Skype.
You're not on my Skype, Sabella. Sabella, you are blocked. You are not.
Everybody else has to jump through all these holes to show evidence that he's fucked up. And you notice all these weird conditions and shit that he wants you to do in order to show that. But that's why, again, he loves having these things on his channel so he can come up with all these weird little conditions. But what conditions does he need for his evidence when he's trying to say that I'm lying about this or I'm doing that? He can just say it and therefore it's true. But everyone else has this huge standard.
On my Skype, I removed you, Drag. What?
The messages are still there. You scroll up, you can find it.
Okay, so I think it's fair to say that you don't got no video. Hold on a minute. I think it's fair to say that you don't got no video proof of this. So
yeah. Oh, if you have not seen this image here, remember when G-Man was asking for video proof that the handshake of doom occurred? What does that look like? That's the inside of a Starbucks. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen Starbucks, and yes, that is right as it's beginning, because you see him. If you actually look at, because my hand is obviously the lighter one, you can see where my thumb is wrapping around to my pointer finger. That's where I'm applying pressure to his knuckles, because what I'm doing is the thumb is coming around and I'm pinching with my middle finger, but I'm trying to have my thumb and my pointer finger touch one another because of where I'm situated. I'm trying to see if I can show you guys. So if you see here is your knuckles, I'm trying to get them to touch, and that compresses the knuckles. And so if you look at where the lighter skin is, you can see that I'm like a few millimeters away from doing that. And so you can see him starting to kind of pull away, because if you look at where his elbow is, my arm is almost fully extended. His elbow and arm are retracting because he's trying to pull back. And you see his other arm is trying to remove my arm. So it's funny that he talks about, what goes on and who's doing what, because it's like, look, man, you must have forgot that somebody had enough sense to take a nice little pic as this was happening.
I'm going to give you 10 minutes to walk your butt in the house and actually find what you're looking for.
Back inside just to get you a video.
Of course you're not going to do it, because you want to make false accusations.
It is on the Gary is a liar.
Sabella. When are you going to apologize? Wait a minute, Sabella. Hold on a minute. When are you going to apologize for dot dropping me on your YouTube channel, as well as dot dropping members of my family on your YouTube channel? When are you going to do that?
Nobody doxed you but
nothing
yourself.
to do with YouTube. When are you going to apologize for that?
You doxed yourself.
No. I didn't dox myself. Okay? You took the advice of somebody. And see, she ran. She ran.
Okay, so the claim is he did not dox himself. Okay, well, let's see about that. Let's see. Let's see.
My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man.
Just look for my name, Gary. I'll give you my last name, Gary Moore.
So why would that exist if he did not doc drop himself? I have to ask.
Just look for my name, Gary. I'll give you my last name, Gary Moore.
Just saying. But you didn't doc drop yourself. Okay, G-Man. Whatever you say, buddy. Whatever you say.
She ran. So again, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, no video exists with me complimenting him for saying that. What I did compliment him on the Drunken Peasants, because I do remember this, is the video packaging. I was intimidated a little bit because of the videos, because of his videos. My video packages isn't like that. As far as his rapping goes, I can hang with anybody.
Come to dick sucking.
What's up, Unspoken?
Hey, what's up, man?
I gotta stop doing this on this channel because I need some Christian support, because these atheists be lying through their teeth, and they know that not that many Christians watch this channel. They think they slick.
See, yeah, I like just joined like a minute ago. I was just curious. So what was she? She was saying something that you wanted to. What was the claim?
I went on the Drunken Peasants, and Billy the Fridge said something disrespectful, and she about God, something about raping God, and she's saying that I should have left the show. And number one, that wasn't going to happen. You know what I mean? Because I believe we were supposed to talk about a specific topic on that particular day or whatever. But I wasn't just going to get up and leave like that because they said something disrespectful. I've been on here for almost 10 years, and I've heard atheists say way worse things than raping God.
Way worse things.
I think killing God, calling him an immoral piece of garbage, and then saying that they want to murder him, and they want to do all these. I've heard them say that in my hangouts. I've heard them say that in other people's hangouts. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, no, that's
Calling someone immoral is worse than raping him?
so. That's a weird thing for someone to. Was she like mad that you didn't leave?
you know what? I got a video I want to show you here. Is
All
one is Rapidash still watching?
He has to show up
Say that
his
again?
support. Like I said, I'm not too interested in watching these two suck each other off. So, on that note, I will end it here. That is it for now. Yep, the Irish guitarist. Yep, exactly. That's who that is. That is it. I'm going to go and probably do something constructive. We'll see. Might play some Final Fantasy later. Yep. Oh yeah, Spoken's is coming in troll, but it's not worser. It's not worser. It's not worser. So I'm gonna actually send off some emails to see what's going on with some applications and stuff and everything and whatnot. But I will catch y'all later. I'll talk to Monty. I think he's still in the chat to see if he has the actual video itself of the Shanny intro, because I'm going to need that for not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah, probably for next week. Review some Shanny stuff. So we're definitely going to need an intro for that. So anyway, thank y'all for journeying. I will catch y'all. Actually, do I have a talk or something with anybody? Let me make sure. Check my schedule. Hold on. Oh, he's supposed to talk to Christian Watkins today. Do some pre-recording stuff. Friendly Neighborhood Atheists. Looks like that's on the 5th of August. So that's supposed to happen. And yeah, doesn't like anything until then. Okay. Alright. I'll keep y'all abreast as to what's going on. And the playlist is here for y'all who want. Where's the house? Nope. Eviction Saga. One of those playlists is for me, for what I'm collating. So I'll put this here. Restream. There we go. So there you go. So this, I finally did it. I just sat down and I put all the videos in order so that you can watch them one after another. So you just hit play and, you know, there it goes. And then episode 1, or part 1, part 2, part 3,
I gotta
all
get
that
out
shit.
of here.
So,
And I'm gonna tell you what this
On that note-
this woman is doing. I'm gonna let you hear what.
shut up. So on that note, have fun, and I will catch y'all another day. Maybe later today.
The announcement is this. I'm going to be doing a Google Hangout next Friday. Not today, but next Friday. And that particular Google Hangout will be focused on primarily one thing. I'm asking everyone to bring their own personal rap to this particular Google Hangout.
I'm going to expose myself on YouTube. I'm going to make a YouTube video embarrassing myself.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I got to tell you about the fabulous, most groovy
G-Man. You know you're breaking the law right now.
I will stomp a mud hole in you, sir.
I am not playing Dragnauct. My name is G-Man.
You got the audacity. You're going to jail. You got the audacity.
My name is G-Man.
You got the audacity. That's all I got to say. You got the audacity. I stole $3,000. You got the audacity. You got the audacity. Because you don't got no evidence.
My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man.
So big can this guy be?
My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man.
You can't beat me in fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even out-talk me. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey City.
G-Man.
You got the audacity. You're going to jail. You got the audacity.
My name is G-Man.
You got the audacity. That's all I got to say. You got the audacity. I stole $3,000. You got the audacity. You got the audacity. Because you don't got no evidence.
My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man.
So big can this guy be?
My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man.
You can't beat me in fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even out-talk me. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey City.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries.